Hello, how are we all today? All good? Let's see if you can see this. Take that down a little bit. Just going to mess about with the light, see if we're better on. Okay, welcome. So we're just going to take a minute and then we'll start going. So all okay? Who's here? I can't see who's here, so say hello. Okay, hello there. So we are changing our time to this time now every week. We'll settle on this now. So class 3, hello, if you are there. Welcome to your lesson. And welcome to our year 14s. So we're going to wait 1 or 2 more minutes. So we'll quickly go through our recipe that we're going to do today. So we're doing a chicken korma today. And our ingredients are 8 chicken thighs, 800 mils of stock. I've got fresh stock here that I used. Okay, this is from my roast chicken on Sunday. So what I did was boil that up with some water with the bones, put some vegetables in there, a little bit of bay leaf, a little bit of thyme. Okay, and then boil that up for about an hour and a half and you've got chicken stock, okay? Or you can use some water with 1 stock cube in, up to you. If you're going to do a veggie curry, obviously put whatever you like in, cauliflower, etc. in this korma sauce. The sauce can be made pretty much separately and then you can add what vegetables you want or you can just add some lentils. So it's very versatile, this sauce. Or you can also use it for a dipping sauce as well. Okay, so start to think about that maybe. So we have 2 onions, about 1 inch of ginger, 25 grams, ounce in old money. 2 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of Madras curry powder. That's quite a mild one. So if you want to bolster it up, add a chili or something. 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Just check I've got that right. Yeah, it's a teaspoon of turmeric. Okay, and then red lentils. We're going to talk about these red lentils in a minute. Okay, and then also I've got some double cream over there to finish off, or some single cream I've got in the recipe. You can use either or. Okay, so I think we will make a start. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to make the sauce, the korma sauce. Okay, so korma, looking at a mild curry sauce, quite creamy. Also, it'll either have maybe almonds or lentils in, or a bit of both. Okay, today we're using red lentils. So I'm just going to take my chicken over the other side. And last week we were using the food processor to make our bolognese. I hope you all liked your bolognese. I did do a quick 5-minute lasagna, which is on my Instagram feed, which I'll put up on here in the next couple of days. So we were using the food processor last week. So this week, we're going to use the old-fashioned food processor, which is a grater. And the side we're going to use is what I call the cheese grater side, the big grater. Okay, so we're going to be using that. All right, we're also going to be using the small grater side as well. So first of all, we're going to prep our onion, garlic and ginger. Basically, if you're doing a curry, you will 90% of the time always start with onions, garlic, ginger. Okay, and sometimes in Chinese food as well, I think they call that the Holy Trinity, and that's chili, garlic and ginger. Okay, so we cut it in half. Cut it in half again. Okay, we're just going to peel that. Forgot me bowl again, haven't I? Okay, at least I'm not at college, eh? A catering teacher, right? Okay, so then we're just going to peel that off. Nice and easy. Okay, so do we do all the prep at once? Peel everything at once. One job at a time. Peel our onions. Anybody chatting today? Say hi if you want. Or just watch and chill out. So this is my dinner for tonight. Okay, so I've got the onions. I'm going to pop those out of the way so you can see. Pop those to the side. Then my garlic. I'm just going to peel that, okay? So nip the top off. You don't have to use as large a knife as I'm using. Okay, and we're just going to peel that this time. We're not going to crush it. But if you want to use a garlic crusher for this, then feel free to. Okay, I just want to show you another piece of equipment that you can use in the kitchen. If you haven't got a food processor, then a grater's a good one for just getting those vegetables chopped down. There are lots of other items as well you can get. The food processor I was using last week was fairly big. That's probably a home cook one. We've got slightly bigger ones in our commercial kitchens at work. Or you can get the small little choppers. I think they call them herb choppers. Okay, and they're only about a tenner. So if you want to do your chili and garlic, they're ideal for that. Okay, so ginger is a root. All right, similar to turmeric, very good, very healthy for you. Just cut the ends off. Okay, and then we're going to peel. I'm just going to peel it with a knife here. You can peel it. You can take the knobbles off with. Don't really need that. You can peel it with a peeler if you want to. Okay, or sometimes if it's really soft, this ginger's not particularly good at this time of year. I haven't been down the local Indian shop. Usually they do the best ginger. Okay, so that's everything peeled. So the next, I think we'll probably pop this onto a plate or a board, just to save me board getting too dirty. So I've got my fine grater there. Take your ginger. And then I'm just going to grate that. Okay, and you'll begin to see that there's fibres taken off from there. So we don't want them to go through, that's fine. And that's why you chop ginger really, it's a bit like celery. It has lots of stringy bits in. So we always fine chop it. Okay, so we're nearly there. So that's all that mat. So give that a squeeze. Get all those ginger juices out of the way. Okay, and next, go with our garlic. Now, if you want to put some gloves on, if you don't want your hands to smell too much, we will give them a wash afterwards. Okay, so just rub that through. All right. Be careful of your fingers. We go with our second clove. All right, just rub that through. Again, if you've got garlic crusher, crush it down. Right, we're going to turn that round, and then we're going to start with our onions. So you can tilt this slightly, and just backwards and forwards. Let the grater, always let the equipment do the work. All right, don't push too hard on these. And it doesn't matter if you waste a little bit of the onion. We can use that in another recipe a bit later. All right, so in we go. Okay, if you want to use your food processor for this bit, then feel free. Just whiz it up. It's absolutely fine. If you want more of a chunky one, then you can just slice them down as well. Now, how strong are your onions? I can just feel my eyes begin to sting. Hello, Nikki. Thank you very much, Nikki. No problem, Helen. I will just quickly go over again so you can just catch up, all right? But no hassle. Okay, so we're going to put those, I'm not going to waste those onions. We're going to put them aside. And I think, actually, I'm going to just chop them up. And I'll put them in the sauce as well. So I'm just going to chop them up. So, Helen, just to go through, we have peeled and grated our onions. We have peeled and grated on the small grater our garlic and our ginger. Okay. If you've got a food processor, you can put it all in there, Helen. Okay. Chop that down, waste not, want not. So the idea of grating this, it will give us a nice thick sauce. So you could actually puree it with maybe a stick blender afterwards. So I'm going to add that, that can go all together. All right, so all of that can come off. Make sure you've got everything off. Give it a tap off. Yep, all from outside, inside even. Okay, we'll put our onions on there. Okay, so if you just catch up, Helen, and then I'm going to have a tidy down quickly. Okay. All right, so we're going to start making our sauce now. So I'll just go over what we've got before we start our sauce. I'm just going to move that out of the way so you can see. All right, I'm just going to put my pan on. I'm going to use a frying pan as well today. Okay, and I'm going to use the butter to start off with. Okay, so got 25 grams of butter. We're going to weigh that precisely, aren't we? Of course we are. 25 grams. Into our pan we go. Okay, and we're going to let that melt down in our pan. And then we're going to put our onion, garlic and ginger into there as well. Okay? And we're going to cook that down on a medium heat for about 8 to 10 minutes. Okay? Okay, so that's going. I'm just going to pop these out of the way for 1 minute. And then we're going to start on our chicken. So these are our boneless chicken thighs. I can probably move a bit closer for you today. And then, so, boneless chicken thighs, we've used these before. Just going to cut them in half. Okay, and then in half again. Now you can use whole chicken thighs if you want. Some people prefer the skin on, some people don't. You can use chicken breast if you want. I always think for curries, the chicken thighs just taste a lot better. But everybody's different. And you can adapt these recipes for anything. So you could put, this probably wouldn't do for red meat, this one, as this curry, but you could put some fish in it, if you like your white fish. Just pan fry that off and then add it to the sauce. It won't take a long time. Okay, so we're nearly there. So that's our 8 chicken thighs. Okay, so this recipe is for 4 people. So obviously, if you don't want it for 4 people, then you can halve the recipe. Okay, so that is all our chicken done. All right, now I always do it on a separate board just so that we don't cross-contaminate. I'm just going to give my hands a good wash. Okay, so we're all washed. Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way. Okay, so now the reason we use butter in here is because it enriches it. Also imparts flavour, and because it's not a pure fat, it will help the browning process. Now, we're not browning particularly in this dish, but if you make something like a Rogan Josh, anything like that, then you will need to brown the onions. So when they say to brown the onions, what you need to, if you imagine when you have a hot dog and they put the hot dog onions in there, nice and brown, aren't they? Or onions in a French onion soup. Just get that off the stove and then I can show you. So our onion needs to be soft. Okay, and they will go a bit quicker as you grated them. So next, we're going to talk about lentils. So lentils are wonderful, okay, especially if you're a vegetarian. Lots of protein in there, lots of fibre, yeah? So this is going to be used to thicken the sauce, really. You know, in English cooking, you use potato, or European cooking, you know, and then there's loads of different lentils. Now, in these ones, we cook in the sauce. So they'll take about 15 minutes in with the sauce to cook. Okay, we've given them a quick wash off just to make sure. Hello, Bell Boys, how are you? And this one, all I've done is I've boiled them in water for 15 minutes and they're just cooked. Okay, so you could make any sort of curry that you like and then add these and they're almost done. Okay, let it down, it will be a soup. So nice spicy soup. So Bell Boys, I expect you to be eating plenty of these. Nice lentils for you. Yeah, they'll fill you up. Warm, hearty soup. Yeah, do whatever you like. Okay, so our onion mix is about ready. We are then going to add, you then need to cook your dry spices off. Okay, so fry them. So, curry powder in. Then our turmeric in. Okay, look all these spices up. Cumin, coriander, they're all good for your health. Okay, so then we're going to dry fry that off for a couple of minutes. Yeah, if it's smoking, then turn the heat down a little bit. Now, when you're buying spices, depending on how much you use, just buy a small packet. Okay. If you use a lot, go down to your local Indian shop or your local continental shop and buy the spices there. They're a lot cheaper, especially if you use cumin, coriander, garam masala. They're a lot cheaper than the supermarket. If you buy these little jars, they don't last 2 minutes. Okay, so that's now cooked out. Okay, so can you see that? Don't worry, it's slightly stuck to the bottom, but don't worry about that. So then, I'm going to go in with our liquid. So in goes our stock. And that's the main thing with curries. It's all about the onions and the spices. Cook those onions down nice and slow. Then garlic and ginger. Then in go your spices. Now, depending on what stage you put them in, what order you put them in, it will taste totally different. Okay, so that's in. So I'm just going to bring that to the boil. Okay, nice high heat, just to make sure we've got all those spices off the bottom there. Oh, nice, Mr. Bell. VW Golf, eh? Very good. I hope you had your seatbelt on. Okay, so that's coming up to the boil now. So we're going to add our lentils. In they go. Now these are the dried ones. Now, you can get them in the tins as well, so don't forget that. They're already cooked in the tins, just like these. So you can add them at a little bit later stage. All right? So they're going to go in, they're going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. Have a little tidy up. And we're going to put the mango chutney in there. So we need a tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of mango chutney in there. And this is going to give us a bit of a sort of sweet and sour vibe in there. So in that goes. So I'm going to put this on the back now. Make sure the side of your pan's nice and clean, because anything that's on the side will stick and burn. And it's harder to wash up then. Okay, I'm going to put a lid on that. So next, we are going to do our chicken. So I'm going to have a frying pan and 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay. Okay, over comes our chicken. We've got a set of tongs, and I'm going to put some salt and pepper on it. Just got a mouthful of spicy air. Okay, and next goes our pepper. Okay, so once this is fairly hot, we don't want it too hot, but we don't want it hot enough to seal. Okay, so it's as like before. If it starts smoking, then just turn the heat down. I'm going to have another little plate just to put my chicken on afterwards. Okay, so salt and pepper's on. Where are we at? So we're going to fry our chicken, put that into our sauce. Okay, and the idea of doing the sauce first is so that our lentils and that can be cooking down and our sauce can be cooking down. Now, if you want a thicker sauce, then get a stick blender and blend that all down, and that could be nice and thick, no bits in it. So if you have sort of people that don't like bits or texture in sauce, then you can do it that way. Okay, so start frying our chicken now. Okay, all we're doing is sealing this. We're not cooking it through. Just going to put that in. Keep it nice and hot. Don't shake the pan, otherwise you will lose the heat. So this size pan is about, I'd say, 25 to 30 centimetres that I've got here. And you should be able to do it in about 2 lots. Okay. There. I don't want to put too much in. Just going to move our other one over so that we can crack on with that. Okay, so that's moved over. Got a bit more space. Make sure it's in the centre. Okay, make sure our handle is pointing away. Okay, so I'm going to pop that up to 4 pound now. How are we getting on? Okay. No, I won't forget to clean up the work surface, boys. Very important. Clean as you go. There you are. Boys, I've got my washing up over here. Do you want to pop round and finish the washing up? Okay, so I can't tilt this. Do you see that? Right, so at this stage we're not browning this too much. So then just going to turn it over. Okay, always best with a pair of tongs. And if it's splashing too much, put a lid on it, turn it down a bit. You'll be fine. So this is not going to take very long once we start cooking it in there. Okay, we're going to give that another minute. I'm not joking. I've saved it up for you. Helen, how are you doing? Are we doing okay today? Okay, while that's going, give your sauce a stir. Okay, so your other chicken should be ready. So we're just going to gently lift that out. Okay, you could, at home you could use a colander if you wanted to. There's not that much fat that comes off of the chicken thighs. Okay, then we're going to go in with another one. Same again. Well, it's a dislike because I've got a dislike. Maybe nobody wanted to do the washing up. Well done, Helen. Good work. Okay, so you can go the rest of our chicken thighs. There we are. We'll wipe down. Okay, and then we're going to turn that over again now. You just came to watch? Oh, I see. Really? Well, it's good to have you here. So our sauce is boiling away over there. So while that's just going down, I'm going to do my 3 tablespoons of cream. I've got a bit of double here, but you can use single. I've got single in the recipe. Now, this cream, if you want to use cream coconut, Coconut milk can do as well. If you like that sort of, if you like a bit of Thai curry, then that's always good. All right, so now if you like watching YouTube videos, then have a look at Aldi Bell. So what's the video about, boys? Is it tractors? Okay, so we're nearly ready on the chicken. I'm going to turn that off now. And then we'll take that out. Now, once you've been frying, don't take it straight off. Put it in the sink. Otherwise, one, you might melt the bowl, and two, it might splatter everywhere. So what you do is we're going to just push this to the back out of the way, let it cool down. Ah, a bus. So we've got a bus simulator there. My friend's just started as a bus driver. Is it you two on a bus simulator, boys? Okay. We've got our sauce. So, our lentils are starting to be cooked there. So then we are going to, I won't lift this up, we are going to put in our chicken. So just gently drop it in. Okay, now underneath, if it's just chicken juices as opposed to fat, then you can pop those in as well. Okay, so a bit of juice there, so I'm going to pop that in as well. Okay, give that a stir in. That's looking nice. Right, let's give you a little bird's eye view. Okay, so here we go. All right, so you can see that. Oh, it does, Helen. Okay, so my lid's going to go back on. Now, at this point, you can pop that in the oven. If you've got something else in the oven, pop that in the oven. We're going to put that on a lowish heat. I'm going to put it on about halfway, just so that I can show you it finishing. But you can just turn that down. That's only going to take probably about 5 to 10 minutes to cook that chicken, because it's hot. Okay, so let's talk about the rice. Okay, the rice, all I've done here is, now I can get it, the lid off. Okay, so all I've done there is I've taken our rice and I've taken 1.5 times the amount of water. So for instance, this is 2 portions here. So this would be 80 grams. So I put in just over 120 grams or mils of water. Put that on a medium heat, let it come to the boil and then reduce. And just before it's all gone, take it off the stove, okay? And then put the lid on and leave it, okay? And that will give you some perfectly fluffy rice, okay? So the 160 grams will do 4 portions again. So that's our rice. We'll get rid of all these. Some things just to serve it. Okay. So what can we have with our chicken korma? So you can have some pakoras or bhajis. Yeah, you can have you tried the chutneys? I love my chutneys. So, chutneys all come, different shapes and sizes. Okay, aubergine pickle. Well, they sometimes call it brinjal because that's the type of aubergine. Okay, that's medium spicy. Yeah, this particularly goes well with a cheese sandwich. I've got some lemon pickle and some lime pickle. Okay, same as mango chutney, serve them with poppadoms. And the idea is that when you have a curry, you have something sweet, you have something sour, and it all aids the digestion. Okay, I think there's, and you're supposed to have yogurt with it as well. Okay, so that all it's a mind and body experience, believe it or not. I can't remember exactly, but maybe we'll do one about that one day. Okay, so I'm just going to take my lid off. So, and I want to talk about takeaways. So takeaways, when you get them down the shop. Now there's only 2 of us in here, in this house. So what we're going to do is 2 portions of those will go into some plastic containers in the freezer. Then I do the same with my bhajis. I cook them, then they go in the freezer. So when we want a curry, we get all these little bits out. Or if you want to save yourself on the money on your Indian takeaway, don't buy the rice. Get some microwave rice, £1 that is. Get your poppadoms, they're £1, right? And then all the other little bits, go down the supermarket, get your onion bhajis and that, buy them from there. Be a lot cheaper than buying it from the takeaway. And then all you have to do is buy the main meals. When I used to eat a lot of takeaways, rather than spend £35 or £30 on a takeaway, I'd end up spending £15 because all I'd get were 2 sorts of main meal, and then all the rice and that I'd just have at home. So there you go. Right, we're nearly ready. So I've got a little bit of fresh coriander. Okay. I'm just going to use this just for garnishing. So in we go with our cream now. Like I say, you could use cream coconut as well. If you like coconutty curries, then use a little bit of coconut in. It goes well with this sort of sauce. And like I say, you could use this as a fish curry as well. You can use cod in it. Probably not so much oily fish. Could use a bit of tuna or swordfish. They always work well. So, have to taste it. I've got my tasting spoons. I've got more than one because I don't double dip. So we want to make sure the lentils are cooked. So I think just a little bit more salt to that. And then we're done. Okay, so let's have a look at that. So I'll put my rice in. And some of my curry. Okay. And then a little bit of coriander on top. There you are. Now yours might need a little bit longer, but mine's just about cooked now. So that's it for this week. I will put the link up Sunday or Monday for next week, and we will be at the same time every week now until maybe lockdown finishes. Then we'll see. Okay, so have a great day. I'll be on here for another 5 minutes, so if you want to type any questions, I'll answer your questions. Okay. Bye, Paul. I will let you know, Helen, I'm still deciding, but I will do over the weekend, probably before the end of the weekend. I'll send you an email. Okay? It will be on your Google email. Okay, thanks very much. See you later.